Thank you for joining us. I'm Naiba Reynoso. Ahead, an innovative way to get more people into homes of their own, and feeding the county's hungry with help from a local nonprofit. But first, a local landmark takes on new life. The long-shuttered Women and Children's Hospital will soon be demolished to make way for a new, healthy village, leaving a storied history with a dark chapter behind.
We are about to demolish it, and we are here to pay honor to it, to celebrate it, but also to reflect on some of the things that have happened in the past that aren't so good.
This is a state-of-the-art facility that trained many, many people over the years. It's the site of the only osteopathic hospital and medical school to take care of the Angelinos at the time of the Spanish flu pandemic. It's the site of the greatest teaching institution in the country for osteopathic students and physicians. Many great things occurred at this facility, but like many institutions, a dark, shameful chapter also occurred, and is the reason for the ceremony today.
On behalf of LEC USC Medical Center, I want to formally acknowledge and issue an apology to this community and to the women who delivered babies here at Women's and Children's Hospital. I want you to know that as CEO, my job is to make sure that this will never happen again.
In order to properly prepare for its demolition, we must recognize and cleanse the atrocious history of this institution when it came to the forced sterilization of women.
My godmother was a victim, and that made it very real. Understanding that my godmother was a victim, and it helps me understand her more. She was always sad. I know that traumatized her a lot. I know that she wanted to have a daughter, but she wasn't able to.
We're embracing it as something we need to learn from. And so being able to invite our Tongva to be able to bless the land, being able to invite our Danzantes Chichimeca to be able to cleanse this land and to be able to bless it also into its future being is important for us, so that we can transform the energy of the space and welcome what's coming into these buildings.
Es un trauma muy grande que enferma el alma, enferma el cuerpo, enferma la mente, enferma la familia y la comunidad. Y necesitamos mucha sanación.
We have a beautiful place, but we don't always do beautiful things at beautiful places. So we want that acknowledgement that that's what we're requesting from this land, to be on everyone's heart that comes here, to do the best.
Healing is a really important aspect of our community, and it's an important aspect of Latino culture. We do know we want a whole person approach. We do know recuperative care is coming. We know that a restorative village is coming. We know that when people come out of the hospital, sometimes they need a little more time to heal.
The vision for our campus is something that is more holistic than we're used to. Our campus typically has been a hospital, clinic, paramedics, emergency departments. And we've recognized that that's not sufficient to keep people healthy, to keep our community healthy. We need to deal with the really hard problems: housing, food insecurities, domestic violence. And so this campus will transform into a restorative care village.
Our supervisor, Solis, coined the phrase healthy village, and it's a wonderful way to describe what's coming.
This quilt, we understand will be part of whatever new building comes to in this space, and it is representative of our community and its stories and its history and the generations that were affected by what has happened here, both in families who were healed and those who were not, as a symbol to remind us to never forget that past, as you said, so that it will not bind us, but that it will release us into a higher level of responsibility.
Construction is well underway on a new 60,000 square foot housing project with over 230 units that will soon be home to men and women getting back on their feet.
This project actually started back in 2018. We're looking at a property here that's adjacent to the Men's Central Jail. This was going to be used as a staging area when there was talk about developing the new jail. Well, since that has been skirted now through a motion that I put forward to say that we don't have to build a jail, that we should be providing care first, affordable or low income or interim housing for homeless people and people that are coming out of, say, our jails, or could be living on the streets. This place is going to be transformed by the time it gets done, which will be in March of 2021, as you'll have 232 units of housing for both men and for women, and we have ADA approved units. These containers here will actually fit 2 people. They're fully furnished, bathroom or shower, bed, television, refrigerator, and obviously a heater, air conditioning. We expect that people can be able to use this while they're getting serviced by our service providers, mental health, wraparound services, all of that. So these units here will be able to house about 132 individuals. The other portion of the property is to provide for trailers that are single. We've been able to do this in such a rapid manner. Department of Public Works and the CEO's office and all of our financing has really worked together quickly to be able to utilize the $43 million of CARES Act money. In addition, $6 million was put in through my discretionary fund for housing for homeless. And we're using that to help to repurpose this property here. 17,000 homeless people live in this span of this spa area alone. So we know that it's going to be a tremendous impact in leveraging people to get housing. So I'm very excited. I believe this will be a model that can be used not just in the county of Los Angeles, but around the country. This is a place to provide a sense of respect, humility, and hopefully a start in new life, especially in this coming year, in 2021.
During these challenging times, community nonprofits have stepped up to help communities in need. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank came to the rescue in Artesia, making sure residents have enough to eat.
We are hosting a food distribution in the city of Artesia at the Artesia Library. We're anticipating to serve approximately 1,800 clients.
It's going to help out an incredible amount. The food is really hard for us to come by right now. I can't seem to get full-time work. The only work I've been able to get has been part-time. And it's hard. It's a struggle right now.
It's important to help people in need, especially right now during this pandemic, because there's a lot of people that are furloughed, laid off, and basically not working.
I think these giveaways are fantastic because it does help a lot of people. So what I do is I try to help other vets. The groceries I am picking up today is going to one of my fellow vets from Vietnam in Long Beach. He doesn't have a car, so chances that I get, I provide for other vets.
Need some inspiration? Meet Norman Goldstein, a page at the LA County Library. This ambassador of knowledge is also a disaster services worker, helping to feed the mind as well as the body.
I am Norman Goldstein. I'm library page, as well as a disaster service worker, and I usually work at the LA County Library. Obviously, the libraries have been closed for a while, since mid-March. So I've gone from feeding the mind to feeding the body. Today we're at El Carrizo Park in Sylmar, and we are delivering food to the community here. And as you can see, there's a lot of people coming through. Food insecurity has gone way up over the last year on account of COVID and the increased unemployment. So me and my crew will be loading 80 pounds of food into each car per family. There's gonna be 4 boxes, 20 pounds of produce, 20 pounds of meat, 20 pounds of dairy, and 20 pounds of canned goods. I'd like to think that, that we're helping people.
Thanks for joining us. We leave you now with the story of flight attendant and beloved community leader Jeff Kurtzman, who lost his battle with COVID-19 in July. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone dealing with the pain of loss as we struggle through this pandemic together. We'll see you next time on LA County Close Up.
My name is Vic Jarami, and my best friend Jeff Kurtzman died of COVID-19. Jeff and I met about 13 years ago in a 12-step program, and we were friends ever since. He was definitely one of the pillars in my life. Jeff was very cautious. He worked for Hawaiian Airlines for 33 years. They had to go to Hawaii for 3 or 4 days for training, and that wasn't something he could just skip. I found out Jeff had COVID when he was taken to a hospital in Fresno. It happened so quickly, there was no time to say goodbyes. They had to intubate him, and he passed about 4 days later. He was a loving, kind person that I lost. It's as real as it gets.